In this video, I'm going to show the Airbnb apartment that I rented in Rome, as well as the surrounding neighborhood to give you an idea of the proximity to the city center, Termini train station, and the Rome Airport. So this first map shows the Rome Airport and the Tuscolana train station. In the video I did on the Rome Airport and the transportation options, I pointed out that there's two trains from the Rome Airport, the Leo Express, which goes right to Termini in one stop, 30 minutes, and it's 14 euros. And then there's a commuter train that goes close to Termini, but not stopping there, and it's 8 euros, and one of the stops is Tuscolano Station. So this is the train that I took to get to my Airbnb apartment. So it was about 40 minutes and 8 euros. The next map shows the path I took from the Roma Tuscolana station, walking to the Airbnb apartment that's named White Apartment in San Giovanni. And that's only 600 meters, so that's a little bit more than a third of a mile, so it's a really short walk from the train station there. The third map shows the distance from the Airbnb apartment to the metro station, which is Re di Roma, or King of Rome. That is also similar, 550 meters, which is about a third of a mile, also really short distance. And lastly, the fourth map shows the distance from the Kings of Rome or Re di Rome metro station to Termini train station in the city center. And that's about 2.7 kilometers or 1.6 miles. So it's only 4 stops away, and it's like a 9-minute train ride from the metro. So really close to get to the city center. So this is the Tuscolana train station that I got off on coming from Rome Airport. It was 40 minutes and 8 euros, like I mentioned. And the reason I'm taking the video from here and not just showing you the Airbnb apartment is because when I look at an apartment on Airbnb, I have no idea of what the surrounding area looks like. So sometimes it's kind of like a gamble. You don't really know, is the area convenient? Is there stores around, or is it empty or dangerous or just nothing around in general? So that's why I wanted to do a video from the actual train station to the Airbnb, and then later show also the metro station where you can take the train to get to Termini. So this is the street via Tuscolana, and I'm walking up it, and seems like a pretty decent neighborhood. So I learned later that where I exited is not really a good exit. It's kind of the back of the railroad station there. There's actually a full station with a building, and you can buy tickets at the electronic machine or at the newsstand there in the station, and that is up the block here. If you make a right at the intersection and go past this supermarket that's on the corner, you will see the main entrance to the train station. So that's a lot more convenient than this back exit that I took over here. Just for the record, I'm not promoting this Airbnb apartment. I don't own it. I don't know the owner. Matter of fact, I didn't even meet the owner. I only met his mother when she gave me the keys. But anyway, the point is, I'm not promoting any specific apartment. I guess you could say I'm promoting Rome, or this neighborhood in particular, and only because I tried it out and I liked it, and I think a lot of other tourists would like it also, and that's why I'm making this video and putting all the information on how to get here from the airport and how to get on the metro to the city center, and the details of this apartment and whatnot, so that you can take a good look at all the details and the facts and decide for yourself if it's a neighborhood you'd want to stay in, or if the apartment itself is something that you'd like, or even if it's not what you'd like, it will still give you a good idea of the price and quality of the apartments in this general area. Um, so you may not like the specific apartment, but if this apartment costs X, then you can be sure that there's other apartments in the same area that cost around the same. So one other thing is that this was filmed in November, so definitely not high tourist season, so you can expect that the price for this Airbnb and other similar apartments around here are probably lower at this time of year than high season in the summer. For me, the reason I like to stay in these areas that are away from the city center, there's a number of reasons. The most obvious one is that it's usually cheaper for the same, same type of apartment or same space or whatever. It's definitely cheaper than the city center. But the other reasons are things like I like a little bit slower pace. I don't, without all the tourists. Now that sounds hypocritical because I'm a tourist also, but I liken it to saying if you're going to visit New York City, right? Times Square is the city center, the tourist center, ground zero for, tourists, right? But you really don't want to stay there, in a hotel there, because it's really not a good place to stay. I mean, it's good to visit, but you don't want to stay there your whole visit, especially if you're staying for more than a few days. I stayed for 8 nights in Rome, so I wanted a place where I can come back to like a regular neighborhood and just relax and live like the locals, eat, in the local restaurants, and not be too crowded and that kind of thing. So it's kind of like, visiting Times Square, but staying in some, neighborhood in like Astoria, Queens, or Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, or something like that, living like the locals in the area. And then if you want to go to Times Square or World Trade Center or something like that, it's a train ride away, a short train ride. So you get the best of both worlds, really. This is the front of the building that I was staying at. So let's go inside and have a look at the apartment. Here is the apartment. Everything is very new except for maybe these closets. Has a new air conditioner slash heater. I didn't use the air conditioning because it wasn't warm enough, but I did use the heater part of it some nights, and it worked fine. They gave us a breakfast basket here for breakfast every day. Has a dishwasher, sink, oven, a lot of pots and pans, kitchen utensils, refrigerator, freezer. Everything worked fine. Everything was really new. The bathroom is also very new. I mean, it looks like a complete, I don't know, gut job, or they added it or whatever, but it looks really new. I mean, this apartment looks like it was completely redone in just the last few years. So everything was really nice, really new. The shower had 2 shower heads, plenty of hot water, so everything was really good. Nice couch, nice bedroom, nice bed. I don't know, there's nothing really to complain about with this apartment, I would say. So price wise, it came out to about $68 US dollars a night. And that's because part of it was because there's a Italian tax on, I guess, Airbnb type apartments. So whatever the price was, it was about what, $480 for 8 nights. But because there were two people staying in the apartment, it was an extra 350 euros per person per day. So that comes out to another $63 US dollars for eight nights. So add that together, it's about $68 a night, which is not bad, especially for the condition of this apartment, everything being brand new. I think it's a pretty good deal. Again, this is off season, so who knows what the prices are in the summer. I'm not really sure. So here's a look at the courtyard here. A little noisy in the daytime, but at night it's fine. So I can't complain with this apartment. I really liked it a lot. So here is the area just a few blocks up the street from the apartment. This is the area of Re di Rome train station, or King of Rome train station. Down the street is a lot of boutiques and shops and restaurants, and even a department store at the end of the street about 3 blocks down. And heading this way towards the circular park, you see there's even a tiramisu store. We love tiramisu, and it was actually pretty good. I went in there and got a tiramisu. So I've never seen a store that was only tiramisu, so only in Rome, I guess. So a little bit down more here, this circular park is called Re di Rome, and that's where the metro station is. And there's multiple entrances to the metro station. So there's one in the park, but there's one along the circle around the park here, or there's a few actually. So this area is a very livable area, has everything you need. There are restaurants, there are a lot of supermarkets, gelato stores. There's even a store a little bit down more along the circle called La Cannoleria, and they sell cannolis, and they sell like these big cannolis, like monster cannolis, pretty good. And it's cheap, like 250 or something for a big cannoli. So there's a lot of really good pastries and things like that. So it's a really chill neighborhood. It's the kind of neighborhood you might want to live in. Every time I go someplace, I always think, can I live in a place like this? And I would say this area is definitely a place you can live in. I can't really say I only been here for a few days, but I definitely like it. So that's the end of my video. I'm coming up here on the metro station. So thanks for watching, and if you liked it, give me a thumbs up.